Welcome to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always an instant classic. I'm your host, Corey Phillips, with my co-host, DJ Dalabille. We got a good NXT for you, which we haven't been saying the past couple weeks. Anyway, we open up with Samoa Joe or Jamoa So, depending on how you want to say it. He talks about how he was a disgrace during his title run. This was a bit confusing because I was like, are you turning face or what? Is this a swerve? Like what is going on here? He asked Shinsuke Nakamura to come out so he can say something to his face. I feel like it. Another thing I just noticed with Shinsuke's entrance, he looks weird with the title over his shoulder. He needs to wear it around his waist. It just doesn't. I don't know. I don't know. Just my opinion, which is always right. But he says that Nakamura is a worthy champion now, and he says that as soon as he is cleared, he wants his rematch. Of course, Nakamura accepts. First of all, and this is just me thinking way too much into professional wrestling, but even if Nakamura doesn't accept, Joe still gets the rematch. So what's the point of challenging him to a rematch if you already get a rematch in your contract? And what is the point of telling me that you have a rematch clause? Because everyone has a rematch clause. Everybody. I have not met one wrestler, and I've met them all. I have, because I am Corey Phillips. Before I was Mauro Cole Ross, but I'm Corey Phillips. But I don't know. That just confuses me. It's just I think too much about it. But after Nakamura leaves the ring, they've done all the how you doing, whatever. He goes up to the top of the entrance, and out of nowhere, he gets attacked by Samoa Joe. There's the Samoa Joe we know. This was also confusing because they showed a lot of Nakamura being like stretchered out and put on the stretcher and stuff, and it seemed really slow and like stretched out. And for some reason, Corey Graves was down there too, and I was like, what is this? It was weird because it was like, okay, it's obviously a kayfabe injury, they're trying to build up, but it was weird to me, because I feel like if he was actually injured, they would have cut off to like a network commercial or something. But it was just weird that they were focusing so much on him being put on the stretcher and stuff. It just felt like this was time that they could have, went to a backstage segment or something. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I definitely, I thought the segment was a little weird. Just because I was feeling the same way. I was like, is Joe turning face? What's going down? And he was really like kind of hard on himself, it felt like. But I definitely, I think it made the attack that much more impactful when he did it. I definitely liked it. I do agree with you on the fact that Shinsuke should wear the title around his waist. I just think it looks better for him. He can kind of do all the little arm flailing that he likes to do too. It goes a little bit better with his entrance, the way he does all the little arm movements and stuff. So I think he should definitely wear it around his waist. And I always like the reveal, especially from a guy who wears a jacket. I always like the reveal. I just think it's kind of a cool thing. Finn does a good job with it too. But yeah, I was kind of confused on this, and yeah, the kind of elongated like stretcher him out type thing. Like, I mean, they could have like cut the commentary or something. I felt like, if nothing else, just to kind of build it up that is a real injury. But I know that they have like they do this every once in a while where they have like a really long, like he's being stretchered out type of a segment. So I kind of wasn't too surprised by it, but and the rematch clause thing, yeah, I get that. Like I never think about it that much, but because I'm just always used to people saying, I have my rematch clause and I'm gonna challenge, cash it in tonight. You're always used to people doing that, but I guess that's why I don't think about it anymore because it's kind of like you're just so used to people saying it, so I just don't think about it. But yeah, it is kind of a weird thing. Like everybody has a rematch clause. Why tell them you have a rematch clause? And why issue the challenge if you know you're gonna get a rematch anyway? I thought it would have been kind of funny if Shinsuke would have been like, I kind of already beat you. Like how Shinsuke would do. I beat you, right? Like it'd been like, I beat you, and then freaking Smojo was like, it doesn't matter if you accept, I still get my rematch. Like it would have been like that much more funny if Joe did it that way, but it works, I guess.
Yeah. But moving on, we got Liv Morgan versus Rachel Fazio. I think she's somehow related to the band Fozzy. I don't know. I'm looking into that because Fazio, Fozzy, it's gotta be. But Liv also has got the pants. I noticed that tonight. She has certainly got the pants, and she took Fazio to school. Short match, but definitely feels like a possible slow push for Liv Morgan. She's hasn't consistently been getting wins, but she's been getting wins. It's a weird thing where it's like, are they pushing her? Are they not? I don't know. But Liv got a mic, and I was hyped. I was hyped when she got that mic. She says basically she's putting her hat in the ring. She wants to go for the women's championship. And while I fully believe in my girl Liv, I do. I believe in you. I love you. But you're too pretty to die this soon. Don't do it. Don't wait till somebody else gets the title. Don't go after Asuka because you're gonna die. Don't do it. Please don't do it. But apparently she's gonna challenge Asuka and die. And any thoughts on the match or the funeral arrangements for Liv Morgan?
I thought the match was pretty good. I still think Liv Morgan just needs to work on being more fluid, just a little bit. Just stringing the moves together a little bit more fluidly, in my opinion. Because I just really like that in a wrestler. It's just my thing. But I just think sometimes she just looks like she's lost, and it could have been her opponent too. I don't think these people wrestle like together all the time. You kind of have a chemistry with certain superstars too. But I mean, I thought the match was pretty good. I think the key to it was after the match when she challenged Asuka. I thought that was definitely good for her. Good for you. I just thought it was kind of a good thing. It kind of solidifies kind of what she wants. It might seem kind of early for her, but I think it'll be good as long as they don't let Asuka kill her, because that's going to be the same thing they did with freaking everyone who faced Nakamura. Everyone they were trying to build. Steve Cutler, that's what I'm thinking about. Steve Cutler was the same way. They were building him for a little bit, then they put him in the ring with the champion and didn't give him a chance to do anything. And I'm like, that's not the point of the title. And I hope it doesn't end the same way for her, because this will be a good chance to build her up a little bit. Have her not necessarily win the title, but have her kind of get some good offense in, and maybe even push Asuka to a little bit of the limit, a little bit of a limit there. So then there's something there for her, and then there's a reason for her to challenge again. But I don't know. I'm kind of wondering what they're gonna do. I'm excited to see this, because I think I don't know. I don't know if Liv Morgan is the type of wrestler to get in the ring with Asuka and not struggle, because she's gonna be hurting after. Like she gonna need some ice after that match. I'm just gonna let her know.
Oh, I'm gonna get her some ice. Don't worry. I got the ice.
How does Sasha Banks feel about this? Also, how does Alexa Bliss feel? I'm just wondering.
I get ice for all of my ladies, all of my lovely ladies. I get them ice whenever they need it. I also
you don't take ice baths with them like I do. That's how you're supposed to do it.
that's the only way.
Join them.
That's
Yeah, you got to join them in the
yeah,
ice.
of course. That's the only way to do it. You know. But I did like her a little bit of my promo when she says that usually when you say no offense, you're about to offend somebody. I thought that was kind of funny. She definitely, I didn't think she was horrible on the mic, but she definitely needs some more work on the mic, just kind of getting her promos down, getting more of a, feeling comfortable, like not feeling comfortable, but sounding like she feels comfortable, because it felt like she was just a little bit nervous with it. But I liked it. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't like a complete train wreck like we have seen.
And the only way to help that is to let her actually cut promos. Because like you can cut promos in promo class all you want to, but there's nothing like technically it's a live audience when you're doing it, so there's nothing like that live audience out there while they're taping the show. So I mean, I think they need to and this is the perfect time to do it. You know what I mean? When during NXT, don't throw on the main roster and not really be comfortable yet. So
that is true. So next we got Drew Gulak versus Hideo Itami, and I'm going to give my co-host DJ Dollar Bill this match.
I was definitely excited going into Drew Gulak versus Hideo Itami. I was excited just to see another CWC competitor. In NXT, it's just kind of a cool, kind of cool to see these guys. Like I say it every time, but it just is. It's just kind of cool to see these guys get a second chance after losing the tournament, because sometimes you lose and you just don't get another chance. British boot camp, so that's kind of how things work. But I don't know. I was excited about this match, and I definitely think it was pretty good. It was nice to see Gulak kind of show his style, but Hideo's very much different. Hideo definitely has the strong style, but he has such a playful side to him. I always love the freaking let me pull my freaking knee pad down. And then I love Gulak selling it. He was like, no, and then he jumps over and just kicks him. Just gets like a little back kick on him. Oh, I always love that move from Hideo. I think it's a funny move. But yeah, Hideo ends up winning with the GTS. Definitely, I'm still wondering what they're doing with Hideo, because it seemed like for the longest time they're building up the Austin Aries feud. Or it seemed like it at Takeover, and they haven't touched it since then. I don't think. Maybe once since then, but they're not really like keeping it in the back of your mind that they're supposed to be feuding. But I definitely thought it was a good match. I want to see I wonder if the guys who have been in NXT, obviously besides Ibushi, if the guys who have been in NXT are going to stay in NXT, or are some of them going to go up to the main roster. I wonder how they're going to make that transition too. But definitely like Hideo. Hideo deserves to be on the main roster, but got caught with an injury, so that kind of sucks for him. Because I think he was going to move up pretty quickly, it seemed like, but it happens, I guess. Thoughts on Drew Gulak versus Hideo Itami?
This was definitely a very intriguing match to me, even though I do want to see the Itami Aries build up more. And they have, it's weird because on commentary they have been talking about the feud between Itami and Aries, but where Aries at though? Where you at though? So it's weird because they've been talking about it, but there's nothing. They're not doing anything with it. I like that Gulak did come right at Itami. Wasn't gonna back down at all. Did you see the ref's face when Itami slapped Gulak back? He was like, oh shit. I was like, bruh. But I was definitely expecting a hard-hitting match between these two. They both kind of have that hard-hitting style, along with the technical work that they both do really well. Like I said, I do definitely want to see the Atami Aries feud, but I think these two could also do a pretty good feud. It feels like if they were given a chance, but Atami, like you said, wins with GTS. And who has the better GTS, Atami or CM Punk? That's the question. I think we need the GTS versus the GTS. WWE book it, even though you won't, because yeah. Next we got the Authors of Pain versus Jobber Force One. I made that name for them. I think it fits. So Razor, which is one of the names of the guys from Authors of Pain. I forgot the other guy's name, but Razor, I just remember that because it reminds me of Razor, and he's a bad guy. Get it, Razor. Anyway, Razor opens with an insanely hard back elbow, and I think the dude died. I'm pretty sure he died, but then he got up, so he might not have died, but I thought he died. And I'll just let you guess who won this match if you didn't watch NXT. Just take a wild guess.
Jobber Force One. They got to be like a legit team, right?
They did. It was Jobber Force One. Destroyed the Authors of Pain. Any thoughts on the tag team match of the night?
Yeah. I definitely, I like. There's something intriguing about the Authors of Pain. I don't know what it is. It's not like Braun Strowman going up against Jobber is intriguing because we've seen Braun Strowman before so much before. But like, there's something that's differently intriguing about them going up against jobbers. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because we just don't know enough about them right now to really like. There's not enough, like we still want to learn about them. Maybe that's what it is. But I really enjoy the Authors of Pain. I like what they're doing. I'm kind of still wondering what the heck they're gonna like. They're not pushing them to anything. They're pushing them, and it's funny because they came after former champions, but I'm just so confused about that. Which I actually thought it was ironic. I don't know if you caught this, but I thought it was ironic that the Authors of Pain and the Usos both attacked American Alpha. I just thought it was interesting because two Samoan groups who we said were very similar, not necessarily in size, but very similar. They attacked American Alpha, which I thought was funny. But yeah, I mean, I thought the match was good. It did, continue to build the Authors of Pain. We still don't know anything about the Authors of Pain yet, not much, which I think is good. I don't know if I want them to reveal stuff now or if I want them to wait and reveal it on the main roster. Then you give not only the NXT fans who are tuning in to watch the Authors of Pain on the main roster something to look forward to, but also you give the main roster fans something to look forward to as well. But they have to build the team when they go up to the main roster. They can't just throw them out there and be like, you guys know who we are, because we won't. Well, we will, like NXT fans will, but like the main roster fans who don't watch NXT won't know.
I think I kind of like, there is something weird, mysterious about them, just because, first of all, they have Paul Ellering as their manager, who won't say anything about them. He won't tell us anything, and also they don't speak English, so it's like it adds like that mysteriousness to it, because even if they talk, we don't know unless we speak their language, which I don't know what it is, if it's Spanish, if it's German, I don't know what it is. I don't know. But I think that's it makes it that much more mysterious. Also, I'm worried about them going up to the main roster because I still want them to do something with the Ascension on the main roster. And, I thought they were, and then they didn't. But we're not going to talk about. We're not going to talk about.
Is that one of those situations too where like because we were talking about this in the CWC, but like, is that one of those situations where the Ascension don't do suicide dives, so let's not use them. Like I feel like it kind of is like an underlying like issue
But
or
it's,
something.
but it's also the other thing we were talking about is fans in this generation either like the high flying or they like the big guys that can destroy. The Ascension are big guys that can destroy. WWE's just not booking them. Like they're booking them so much more weak than they should be. Like they should be monsters.
Yeah, they should.
I would love to see them booked up as monsters like they were in NXT and have them go against the Authors of Pain. I think that would be a really good feud, but they're not doing anything.
I think the Ascension, like they have to put them in one. Like a lot of times, you need that one meaningful storyline to get you where you need to be, and I think the Ascension are in that boat. I would love to see the Ascension feud with like American Alpha when they finally win the title. I think they're going to. Just because American Alpha is obviously one of the more popular teams. So I think it would be, and there is no better way of getting heat on yourself than to go after the most popular person, team, faction, whatever. Do that. But yeah, I just kind of I want to see kind of what they're gonna do because I would love to see the Ascension need to like attack someone. I think they got to make an impact to actually for it actually to be something. Because you can't even say it's like the drug thing. Like you can't even say it's like the Connor getting or yeah Connor getting suspended because before that they weren't doing anything with him anyway. So man, I wish they would.
I mean, I even liked the new face paint that they had. I thought it looked cool. And then they were like, nah, bruh, you're not going to win the titles. Whatever. But moving on. Ty Dillinger talks about how much he sucks. I think I didn't pay attention to what he said. I'm sure DJ did, but any thoughts on the whatever Ty Dillinger said?
It was something about how like once it was like one of those generic things like sometimes you take two steps forward and take one step back. From what I did hear of it, because obviously I was watching it during the CWC review, so I couldn't hear all of it. But this is kind of one of those things where I'm like, what are they doing with you then? Like I don't know if they set up a match or not. I can't think. I didn't hear that part of the promo because that would have been at the end. But I'm wondering, like, what are they doing with this man? Like, I just don't know. Like, they're just not like they build him half the time, and then they're like, nope, let's not. So I kind of, it's
Yeah, I mean, he was talking about how he was doing really good, like the beginning of the summer, blah blah blah, and then he's been losing the past couple weeks. Yeah, I guess I don't know. I almost started liking him during this promo, so I walked away because I was like, nah, bruh, can't have that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he's not one of my favorites, but they need to at least do something with him. Like, come on. Like, I just hate when they have guys and they don't do anything with them in general. Whether I like them or not, unless you're Eva Marie, then just go far away. But moving on to our main event of the evening, No Way Josie versus Bobby Roode. Glorious. I love how that man just randomly throughout the match just yells glorious and okay. And then the fans just randomly sing his song in the middle of the match. I'm like, oh, okay, all right, you do you. But I'm gonna give this to my co-host Dollar Beal also. Also, I figured out that No Way Jose and Bobby Roode's entrances individually might be longer than Undertaker's. I think it's possible because they are really long. They are really long entrances.
um I didn't really know how to feel about this match because this was the same way. But I felt like I was fine with this being on a normal NXT show because it wasn't one of those matches where you can say, well, duh, Ruth's gonna win. I don't feel like they gave No Way Jose a lot of chances in this match at all. It felt like he kind of got his one like little spurt, there during the early middle portion of it, and then that was pretty much it. And then Rude just kind of killed him the rest of the way. I I I don't know because I just don't know what they're doing with anything right now in NXT. At least before in NXT, you had a little direction on where everything was going. But I didn't think it was a bad match. I wish Noe Jose would have got a little bit more of a chance to kind of show what he can do because I think it's fine against jobbers and everything, but you can't really see it against jobbers because you don't see enough. And then they put you in the ring against somebody who's a star, and you don't see enough again. So why? I'm wondering what they're gonna do with Noah Jose. I hope they put him in a feud with CN, and let them kind of build off of each other a little bit. But it was a pretty good match though. I just want to see more from No Way Jose. They try to promote him, but I don't know if they're doing it correctly. But thoughts on Bobby Roode? Oh, do like Bobby Roode's entrance though. Even the not like, oh my god, he's coming from the freaking ceiling entrance. I do like the whole little spinny thing in the Bobber he was on. I like that. I thought that was pretty cool. But any thoughts on No Way Jose versus Bobby Roode?
Or they can put Noe Jose and CN not in a tag team, but against guys that you don't use and have broken up and are Buddy Murphy and Wesley. I don't know. But yeah, I felt like they tried to book Jose in the beginning and like middle of this match to kind of look a little bit strong because he had some good like offense in it. But I feel like as strong as you try to book No Way Jose against Bobby Roode, it's just not believable. Like he could have dominated this entire match and I would not have believed it just because Bobby Roode is such a star. And maybe it's because, we're TNA fans and we've seen him more. So we naturally think he's more of a star than No Way Jose. But I think he has that feel about him anyway, that like it's not believable that No Way Jose would really, have the advantage over him. So that kind of killed the match a little bit for me. And I wasn't sure why it was, except for the fact that this was Bobby Roode's, debut match in the NXT arena. I didn't know it didn't feel like this should have been the main event. At least not with No Way Jose. Because like you said, we don't really know what they're doing with No Way Jose. They're kind of throwing him around places and feels like they're trying to push him, but you can't really push somebody that you're just throwing around in different feuds, like in different matches and stuff. You have to stick with one thing and really push him, and change his gimmick and give him an actual finishing move that isn't the big punch oh god. This man isn't the Big Show. That does no. But yeah, I'm just wondering what they're gonna really do with them. All in all, I thought this was a pretty good NXT. It wasn't horrible. Kind of, it set up some stuff. It set up more of a feud between Samoa Joe and Nakamura. Set up a little bit of a push for Liv Morgan. We got to see more of the Authors of Pain, which is a good thing. We heard Ty Dillinger talk about stuff and then not get pushed or used or yeah. And then we saw No Way Jose get killed. So it was a pretty good NXT. I would say it was a pretty good NXT. I'm excited for next week. Next week's going to be weird because we don't have the CWC anymore, so it's going to be a really short Wednesday. It's gonna be weird for a little bit there, but make sure to subscribe to the channel, follow us at ICW_podcast, and like, share, all that stuff, and we will see you tomorrow for TNA, which should be a good show. But we'll see you on the flippity dippity. Oh yeah. if